Hi, everybody. Happy Tuesday. How's everybody doing? Just running a few minutes behind today. It's one of those days. No worries, though. We have a busy night for you. Excited to be with you as always. Thanks for stopping in. Please let me know that you're here in the chat. Say hi, where you from, what's going on with you. Feeling better this week than I was last week. I was on just the cusp of, it's been a rough few days. I went to the doctor, went on antibiotics. Ended up going down into like a really bad chest cold, bronchitis kind of thing. So I'm on prednisone, but I'm feeling 100% better than I was last week when I had those little coughing fits. So I'm back. Yay. Still sounding a little nasally, but definitely feeling more like myself. And always excited to be with you. Hi, Mary. We have some cool things to talk about tonight. Our theme tonight is really like things to make your life a little bit easier. Hey, Cindy from Missouri. We're in Missouri, Cindy. Where are you in Missouri? Hi, Mary. Hi, Malida. Did I say that right? Melita, I bet. Melita. Hi, Marianne. Yeah, we just wanted to do something, of course, Memorial Day is right around the corner. There's a couple things we're going to talk about tonight that if you place your order tonight, we can get it to you before Memorial Day. So that's kind of nice, especially the crab cakes. We still have our bonus offer going on right now with our crab cakes. In fact, during the course of our chat tonight, I'm going to put one in the oven. This is how they come packaged. I'll make both of them, and we'll talk about why they're so great. We have some new things from Sergio, so we're going to talk about that. We have all Funky Chunkies on sale right now. If you don't know what Funky Chunky is, stick around. Our amazing dip mixes from Southern Root Sisters. They are a lifesaver, especially over the summertime where, last minute you get invited to somewhere. What am I going to make? What am I going to fix? Oh my gosh, make one of these dips. They're so delicious. All you need is either cream cheese, sour cream, mayonnaise, or plain Greek yogurt, and you're good to go. And so we'll talk about our different offerings. And in fact, Rachel from Southern Root Sisters, normally she does a 5-pack. She's doing a 6-pack of dips for us. So you get a bonus flavor, which is kind of fun. It's grilling season, obviously, as we start heading into Memorial Day. So you can always see what we have from Happy to Meet You. We have some good offers going on there. But also, if you're wanting to come up with some new and creative ways to do your side dishes, we have the return of these amazing Grill Guru pouches from Saltopia, where all the spices and all the flavors are already here. And then she gives you a little recipe. So this one is for a Greek cucumber salad. There's a no mayonnaise potato salad. Oh my gosh, I love this one. This roasted tomato bean salad, so good. There's lemon basil veggies, and then there's grilled street corn. And basically, you get a little recipe here, but you don't have to worry about, do I have the right seasonings? Do I have the right spices? Oh, I'm going to go buy a big jar of this, and I only need this tiny bit. So Kim Marie Santiago from Saltopia, she's done all of it for you in here. You put in your ingredients, a little bit of oil. It might be vinegar. It might be just water even. You mix it all up, marinate it, and you've got like salad in a bag. Dump it into your serving bowl, and you look like a pro. So we'll talk a little bit about those also. We also are really excited that in just a little bit, we're going to be introducing a brand that I've loved for such a long time. It is a Pennsylvania company. It's actually the world's largest producer of delicious, authentic, hand-rolled Kiffles. And if you don't know what a Kiffle is, stick around. They are so good, but it's this European pastry that has to be rolled super thin so that when they make these, like, they're kind of like little crescents, not really a crescent, like they're just a little pastry, but fruit filled or nut filled. And Nick from Kiffle Kitchen Bakery is somebody that I met at QVC many years ago. I've always loved the product. And we're excited to be partnering with them now. So we have some exclusives, we have some special deals, and we have some things from Kiffle Kitchen Bakery that aren't necessarily Kiffles. And that's one of the cool things about working with some of these companies that make so many delicious things, but they can't always make them available to large quantity retailers. And so, we're small here at Just Jill. So the numbers of orders possibly for the Kiffles or this incredible tin that we're going to talk about in just a little bit um, are manageable for us. And so we're going to get to bring you some things to taste these incredible pastries, everything from the Kiffles to these nut tossies that are just, oh my gosh, they're so good. So we'll talk about that coming up. We have all kinds of neat things that are coming up. Dottie's here, Judy's here. Hi, David. Jan and Joyce and Kathy. Hi, Jeanette. Oh, Cindy, you went to UMSL. Wow, great. Kim's here. Hi, Merle. I feel like I haven't seen you in a while, Merle. Great to have you here. Hi, Lisa and Tina and Sandy and Patty and the whole gang. Great to have you all here. Hi, Arlene and Sandy, and there's our group. So thanks for being here, everybody. Let's see. Jeanette said, would you ever consider partnering with a company that sells gluten-free pastries? Well, we do have some gluten-free items, Jeanette, on the site. In fact, we just take a look at what we have. We have a couple, right off the top of my head, because I wasn't prepared for that. We do offer a few gluten-free options from some of our food vendors. So definitely check those out. I want to say that the new cookie brand, and David, you're in here. I know you ordered those because they're vegan, but I'm pretty sure that that particular set of cookies was gluten-free. Why am I thinking that? Maybe not. Maybe not. But yes, I will work on that for you, Jeanette, because I know that that's certainly a concern for a lot of folks. Hi, Gina. Hi, Laura. Hi, everybody. Hi, Kim. All right. So why don't we start out? Why don't I put the and I see Nick's getting his connection all set up for us here. He's waving to me. Hi. Do you think you're good to go, Nick? Can you give me a thumbs up if you think you're good to go? You want to try it? All right, let's try it. So the whole reason we were excited about bringing you all here tonight is because I'm so excited to be able to offer these incredible pastries known as Kiffles. But we're going to be bringing you so much more at Just Jill. As I mentioned, I met Nick way back when during my time at QVC. I feel like he was a teenager. But these are Kiffles, everybody. Look how beautifully these come packaged, PS, and by the way. It is such a treat when you get them at home. But these are Eastern European pastries. And what makes these particular Kiffles so unique, and I'll let Nick talk to this a little bit more, is that they're all hand rolled. This is not mass production. This is not machines. And really, to get that thin pastry that can be then wrapped around this delicious filling, and it keeps them so light. They're like, you take this bite and there's so, like, you just taste all of the goodness, and yet it's like air. It's not heavy, dense, bready. It's flaky, it's tender, it's delicious. And we have some great combinations. Plus, I know we're also excited to talk about our other cookie connections. So let me bring Nick in here. I think he's all set up and ready to go. Everybody say hi to Nick from the Kiffle Kitchen. Hey, Nick.
Hey guys, how's it going, Jill? How
Good.
you
Oh
doing?
my. Okay, so this looks great. I don't know what you did, but
I
you
I
tweaked
threw
your
it
tech.
together. I hope it looks all right. We had this whole figured out, Jill, right? And then all
I
of a sudden
know.
that wasn't working. So basically, I'm just using it from my phone here. I think I can hear
Perfect.
you good. I can kind
Awesome.
of see it's a little far away, but as long as you guys can hear me and everything, I'm good.
Terrific. Well, we're so glad to have you here, Nick. And as I said, like, I always enjoyed working with you when we worked together at QVC. You weren't there that much because
Yes.
I know that you're a small family business, and to do production for big retailers is a lot for you all. So we wouldn't see you that often in the rotation at the Q. But I can
Sure.
tell you, every time you were on the air, like, the customers were so excited because the product is so outstanding. And when we reconnected, like, when you sent me a little box, like, here, like, try just remember what they were like. The minute I took that first bite, I'm like, they're as good as they've always been. So
Nice.
will you share with everybody a little bit, like, what's the
Sure.
journey been for your family? Where did this recipe come from? And maybe start with, what is a kiffle for people who may not know?
Awesome. Well, yeah. Well, Kiffle is an authentic Eastern European pastry. It's a dessert pastry made from butter and cream cheese. And the fact you nailed it right on the spot, Jill. We're making everything the good old fashioned way
Yeah.
out of like you get it out of your kitchen with a wooden rolling pin. To give you a little history, Jill, and everyone who hasn't heard of our brand, there you go. Basically, my mom started the business back in 1985. She was a stay-at-home mom at the time, mainly just looking to make a couple extra bucks while she was watching over me and my brother. And she started selling Kiffles. She got her recipe from her baba, her grandmother's recipe, started making them out of our basement, and she would sell them
Wow.
mainly to her friends and everything. And they came back to her, Jill, literally pounding down the door. We want more. We want more. Fast forward 39, 40 years now, fast forward. So here we are on selling them on, getting them to the Just Jill customers now. So which is so cool. But yeah, it's me, my mom, my dad, my brother. They're still, my
Great.
mom and dad are still in the business, coming up for quality control. But yeah, you nailed it. We're making everything the way she did out of her basement from scratch. We're bringing in, we're making the dough from scratch, mixing the dough. We're bringing in fillings from sourcing for the best apricots, hand grinding to make our walnut filling. And it really
Yeah.
comes down to technique too. We have some amazing bakers, and you can taste it in the final product when you bite into
Yeah. Well, we have a couple of different things that we've put together for everybody.
it.
And so what you're going to get is you're going to get a box. It will be just like this. Let me just wrap that one back up real quick. This is the box that you're going to get. It's a box of 30 Kiffles.
Hmm.
And I asked Nick if he would consider putting together a combination of two of my favorite flavors. I love the fruit flavors, and so the raspberry and the apricot were always my favorites. And so we did a Jill's favorite box where you'll get 15 of the raspberry and 15 of the apricot. So that's the Jill's favorite, everybody.
Hmm.
Also, we're at the time of year right now where you're doing your spring sampler, which I
Yes.
remember presenting that, Nick. Like that was one of my favorite samplers because it has mango, guava,
Hmm.
strawberry, and apricot. So again,
It's
all fruit fillings, right?
yes.
Um, the mango is out of this world. The
Yes, and
strawberry, so good.
this crop, this year's mango is phenomenal. It's funny you said that, Jill, with you remember presenting that because in our bakery, in our actual retail shop out front, we have a little feed of some videos going on of past things. And you and I selling, geez, 8, 9 years, is one of them 8 years ago or 7 years
Long
ago.
time
So
ago,
I see it
yeah.
almost every day. So
Oh
it's
my,
so
you
cool.
can't get away from me,
I
Nick.
can't
You
get away
can't
from now.
escape
Here we
just
are, right?
still.
But it is that assortment that you just spoke about, Jill, is
Yeah.
phenomenal. It's such a nice spring flavors, and it's really perfect time of the year for it. And the mango is phenomenal. The
Oh,
strawberry,
so good.
delicious
Yeah.
too.
Tell everybody about the guava if they've never tried like that
Sure.
fruit before. Like, is it
It's
like a berry? Is it like a melon? Like, how would you
It's
describe
a
it?
very tropical taste. So if you're into like the tropical, almost like a passion fruit, similar to that, it's
Mm-hmm.
very
Yes.
tropical. It's tasty. It's becoming extremely popular as well. And then
Yeah.
again, we're making these with butter and cream cheese, the actual dough. You can see if I pull one up here, I don't know if the camera's going to work, but I'll kind of show you the
Yeah,
layers.
that's great.
Is that showing there? Yeah, you can see the
Yes.
layers, and that's from our amazing bakers just by hand getting with a wooden rolling pin down to the proper thinness, and that's going to be the flakiness of the butter cream cheese dough. There you go. And
Yeah.
you can see we're filling it from end to end with filling. This is actually the apricot, my favorite,
Mm-hmm.
and sounds like one of your favorites too, Jill.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
do. I
so
love the apricot.
yeah, and with that, we source for like the lightest color apricots. It's going to be the perfect tanginess with the butter cream cheese dough. Perfect for dessert, pretty much anytime. Snacking on them as well. Good with coffee.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I can tell you, I might have, I had to do some quality control again. So,
Sure.
I might have enjoyed one with my coffee this morning. Um, what about when people get these, Nick? What should they do with them? How long do they leave them out? Do you put them in the refrigerator? If I'm not going to eat them right away, will they freeze okay? What's
Yes.
the sort of like story with that?
Well, the nice thing is we're making none of the products are even baked right now. So we're baking them fresh. You're going to get them
Yeah.
fresh, ready to eat right out of the box or the tin. Um, they last about 7 to 10 days because they're no preservatives, extra preservatives added. So 7 to 10 days in room temperature or you can freeze them for up to 6 months. So if you need them for an event coming up, they freeze beautifully, all the product
Yeah.
for up to 6 months. And then you just thaw them out for about an hour or two in room temperature and you're good to go. We don't recommend putting them in the refrigerator because the pastry dough could pull in some of that moisture. So you might lose a little bit of that crispiness to that's a little
Yes.
crisp on the top. So just room temperature when you get them. The nice thing is we're hand packing them too in these boxes. So just open them right up. You got to, right when they come in, try a couple right away.
Yeah. Oh, when you get them, and again, I want to show you, like, Nick sent me some boxes for our presentation tonight. And
Hmm.
when I open this up, and just, I mean, it's all perfectly wrapped up. It
Hmm.
fits perfectly in the box. Like, look at that. I mean, they're so beautiful. It's such a treat to open it up and have this presentation. And I love something like this for summertime. First of all, the fruit flavors, whether you do the Jill's favorites, which is the raspberry and the apricot, or you do the spring seasonal with the mango, the apricot, the strawberry, and the guava. Like, they're easy to eat at a pool party, a barbecue. They don't have chocolate on them. There's nothing that's going to melt. You can just put them out on a tray. People will walk by and grab them and absolutely be back for more. They're unique. I don't think it's the kind of, like, I love a good cinnamon roll and I know how to make them. So I would make those myself. But a Kiffle is like, I feel like there has to be like a generational learning to
Sure.
even try to make something like this. It's just like, let the experts do it. Like,
Yeah.
let Nick's mom do it for us. She knows how to make them the best, right?
She does. Hey, mom, if you're watching.
Yeah. Hi, mom.
But yeah, you got nailed it right on the spot too there, Jill. It really comes down to technique too. Using there's no machines. It's not like we're, hit a button and mass produce these things. We're hand
Yeah.
rolling each and every one of these kiffles, hand filling them. Everything is by hand. We're making, each individual kiffle's getting filled by hand, rolled up. And then we're even packing them by hand too. And like you saw there in the box that you held up, Jill, putting bubble wrap in there so make sure everything
Yeah.
gets there nice and intact. Yeah, it really is a special. It brings back a lot of memories to a lot of people too. The desserts and everything that we make. So it tastes like it's coming out of your kitchen, Graham's kitchen or your
Yeah.
mom's
I love
kitchen.
it. I love it. Well, one thing I also want to point out too is that the Jill's favorites, that combo you can only get here, obviously.
Correct.
And I will tell you that the spring sampler, that's not available a lot of places either, right, Nick? So
Currently,
pretty
you
cool
have
that
that. Yeah, that's cool.
yeah, I love, and we're doing special pricing on it, everybody.
Yes.
So, a lot of times when I know where else a lot of people like to shop. So a lot of times, you're looking at maybe $60. We're at $53, and that includes your shipping. So
Mhm.
again, these are not made yet. Like, their team is going to be making these for all of you tomorrow,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
making sure that they're fresh and perfect, and everything about it when it comes to you will be like I showed you here.
I actually just left the bakery a few hours ago, Jill. That's where some of these kiffles are from. I brought them
Oh my
home from the
gosh,
bakery. You should have
those are
seen the shirt.
really fresh.
You should have seen the shirt I had on before. So I should have kept it on, top to bottom, flour and powdered sugar. I was going to keep it on and be like, "This is me
I
coming
love
home from
it.
the bakery."
I love
But
it. I love it. Hey, a question. So when we're talking
yes,
about these fruit fillings, I see somebody's asking about, are there seeds? Are there seeds in the fillings for the fruits?
in the only one that would have seeds in it would be the strawberry, and it's very
Okay,
minimal. Yeah,
got it. Okay, so Janice, maybe you do the Jill's favorites, which is the raspberry and the apricot, if you want to
you
play
would
it
be
safe.
good then. Yes.
Yeah, awesome. And they're awesome. Marilyn was saying they're delivered room temperature.
Yes,
And since I don't eat them all quickly, I find they freeze beautifully. Yes, they do freeze
they
beautifully.
do.
All right, so those are Kiffles, everybody. And if you have any questions, one other thing I want to let you know, we're kind of talking about the Jill's favorites, because again, the apricot and the raspberry, I just love that combination so much. The spring sampler, all fruit flavors, not a bad one in the bunch there. We do have the classic, what I would say the classic sampler, which maybe that's how you first met Nick and, Kiffle Kitchen Bakery. And that's going to give you apricot, raspberry, a nut filling, and
Hmm.
then the prune filling. Yeah, that's that
That's
one.
the
And
prune
people
right there.
sometimes
Yeah.
people turn their nose up at the prune, but they shouldn't, right, Nick?
Honestly, it becomes it's a sweet prune butter, so I agree with you. A lot of people are questioning it, but then they try it and it becomes a lot of people's favorites. So it's a very
Yeah,
good, tasty, this sweet prune. Again, the prunes we use, it's crazy out. They're just very sweet and fresh.
yeah.
It's very traditional too. So and it's catching on. Like people try them and they love them. So we include those too.
Yeah, well, people forget that prunes are plums.
Yeah.
So, it's just, the same way you dry an apricot, when you dry a plum, it becomes a prune. And
Sure.
there's your nut filling. So, talk a little bit about that. Is that walnut? What is that for that
Yes, this
filling?
is the walnut, and what makes this one of our favorites and most popular, Jill, is the fact we're getting these walnuts in from California directly, and we actually hand grind them in our facility, and we make the nut filling from scratch. So what that allows us to
Wow.
do is we can control the amount of sugar. My mom always told me, you really got to be careful. You can't put too much sugar in things. You just a lot of bakeries just fill it with sugar and it overpowers everything. The nut filling, the walnuts are going to be the star player when you taste this. Again, we're
Mhm.
using pure vanilla, whole eggs in this filling. So that is a very tasty, as I can see on your face, a very tasty
Yeah,
filling there.
so good. So good. Lisa is saying prune is delicious.
See,
Um,
there you go.
And one other thing that I asked Nick if we could do, so with that classic sampler, everybody, yes, you can get all four of those flavors. But if there's one flavor, like you wish you could just get a box of all apricot, or you wish you could just get a box of all nut, we have that option available at Just Jill also. So
Hmm.
that's something else that's unique. And so fun when I get to work, in this kind of capacity with brands that I love, is we can really customize it to what I think customers might be looking for. So yes, there's always people who want to try one of everything. There's some who like only two from a box. And then there are some who are like, it's raspberry all the way for me, baby. And they want nothing but all raspberry. So you have those options available over at Just Jill. The special pricing, though, is on the spring seasonal, the guava, mango, strawberry, apricot, or the Jill's favorites, which is the apricot and the raspberry combo. But we
Correct.
also are doing a special price, Nick, on something I know you've talked to me about since day one, and that is your bakery is known for making more than just Kiffles. You all do
Correct.
all different types of cookies and just Eastern European recipes. So we have a sampler tin, and while Nick talks about all the things that are in here, everybody, I'm going to take them out. It does
Mhm.
include some Kiffles, but you're going to get to try some other types of cookies too, including something I'm excited for everybody to learn about, which is a nut tossie.
That's the one. So yeah,
Yeah. So where
that's
should we
correct.
start?
Oh, Jill, so I'm glad you brought this one up. This one, I'm so excited to bring this to you, Jill, because it's such good products in here. Again, this is probably one of our most of just popular assortments of everything we make at our bakery. So the assortment, we call this the sampler tin. It's going to come with, you're still going to get four nut kiffles, four apricot kiffles, two raspberry, and two prune, the four most traditional cook or kiffles that we make. So I'm just
Yes.
gonna jump right in there and I'm gonna hit
Yeah.
you with, yeah, well, that's the raspberry almond cookie. So that's a
Okay.
cookie. Again, it's a shortbread cookie filled with raspberry, and then we put the icing on the top. That cookie's gonna literally melt in your mouth. It's so good. That is, other than the apricot kibble that I always talk about, is that's
Yeah.
my favorite. That cookie probably is reigns supreme in my taste buds.
And you
It's
get,
so good.
I think, six of
you
those,
you're gonna
right?
get six. I mean, yeah, it's a 30-piece tin, so then you're gonna get six of those raspberry almond cookies, and then
Okay.
we make something very similar, which is called just a plain almond cookie, which we
Yeah, I'm
coat
getting
in,
there.
yeah, a
I'm unloading the
similar
tin
base
so
to,
you all can
yeah,
see
there you go.
everything here. Okay.
So this is
All right.
gonna be again a butter cookie, shortbread cookie with
Ooh.
the powdered sugar on the top. This is gonna melt in your mouth as well.
So how
Very.
is this different than like I make my grandmother's recipe, and
Mhm.
she always called them Mexican wedding cookies.
Okay, yeah, this
So is
is,
it is it how is it different?
it's a little different. Mexican wedding cookie, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but usually has nuts in it or some sort of nut. This actually, just so you
Yes.
know, doesn't have any nuts. It's more of a flavor,
Okay.
an almond flavor.
Got it.
So that's important to know too. It's
Okay.
such a good. butter sugar cookie, again with the almond flavor, the powdered sugar on the top. You're gonna love this cookie. It's a big time seller. And then the one I'm most excited to bring.
Okay, drum roll.
You want to announce it? Or what do we got here? So
This is
this is
called
our
a nut tossie.
yes. And this here, I cut one up so you can see the center.
Okay,
So if you're
awesome.
familiar with a nut tossie, you know how amazing these can be. So
I'm gonna get
now
a
when I
nice
say
pic.
amazing, I'm saying if you make them at home, and this is exactly how they would be if you made them out of your kitchen. Our nut tossie is raved about from our customers. Our Kiffles are raved about too. Right up there are walnut tossies, and we don't offer these to
Look,
everyone. So this,
look at
yeah, you
that
could see.
pastry at the bottom.
Yep, and these are handmade. This is going to be filled with like a brown sugar mixture, again with
Yeah.
the crushed nuts on the top. I'll tell you what, Jill, these nut tossies, if you
Wow.
once you try one, there's 6 of them in the tin,
Yeah.
so you know they're going to be probably gone before you even get to the cookies. That's how good these are. So excited
Mm.
to bring these. But yeah, so this is a walnut tossie.
Wow.
The butter shell, yeah, butter cream cheese shell, gobs of walnuts on the top, and then you get that perfect amount in the center of that brown sugar little mixture there. Again, gonna have the perfect sweetness with those walnuts. You can see how much walnuts we put on top. The nut tossie's awesome. That's all I could say. So good. You got to
And
try it.
that's a different filling than what's in the nut kiffle,
It is.
right?
Yep. That
Yeah.
100% different. Yeah, the nut filling is more of like a paste, delicious, like hand ground walnuts, and we turn that
Mm-hmm.
into like a spreadable paste. Whereas
Mm.
this is topped with the nuts, and then it has the brown sugar mixture on the inside. So
Look at that,
yeah,
everybody.
I'm very excited to bring those. And like I said, you get 6 of the nut tossies. You're going to get 6 of those raspberry almond cookies. Again, I got a
Yep.
couple here. Then you're going to get 6 of the plain almond cookies. And then you still get, I believe it's 4, 8, 9, 10. You get 12, almost half of a kipple. So you're going to get 4 nut kipples, 4 apricot, 2
I mean, this
prune,
is
and 2 raspberry. It's a nice assortment, 30 pieces total in that beautiful tin, too.
yeah, this is the whole platter, everybody. So, I mean, look at the flavors. You have fruit flavors, you have nuts, you have the powdered sugar shortbread, you have the look at how much raspberry is in the
Yeah.
middle of those.
Such a great,
It's
the
kind of like a
raspberry almond
version
cookie.
of a thumbprint cookie, right?
Yeah, very
Um,
similar. Yep.
Susie wants to know, do the Kiffles have powdered sugar on top?
They do not.
They do not. Yep.
No, they do have it
Okay.
in the recipe, but they don't. We don't actually put it on
It's
top.
not
It's very
sprinkled on top. Yeah.
yeah, but you could. A lot of people do that. I actually like them that way. So if you want, when you get them home, hit them with some powdered sugar. Ain't gonna hurt them.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Well, I mean, I love the idea of this assortment for everybody.
Yes.
And again, this isn't something that you've seen other places. This isn't,
Mm-mm.
Nick was so excited, like, Jill, I think we could do this with you. These are such specialty cookies. And again, these nut tossies are just incredible. That cream cheese, buttered pastry dough, the brown sugar, the nuts, all of
Yep.
that, they're just fantastic. I know if my husband Doug was here right now, he would be like you, Nick. Like these raspberry almond would be out the door in 2 seconds.
And if anybody's wondering that's had our kiffles before, that raspberry almond is actually the same filling as our kiffle. We're using that real high end
Nice,
raspberry filling in the raspberry
nice,
almond cookie. So that's that
yum.
cookie there. I'm telling you right now is just it's an amazing cookie. The
And
raspberry
then you
almond
get a sampler of all of the flavors of the classic Kiffles. Yeah,
kiffles.
so
Sure,
apricot, the prune, the nut, and the raspberry. So
correct.
you get a little bit of everything with that, and then it all comes like I was showing you, packaged beautifully in this tin. That's a great bill to ship to everybody. If you want to send something to somebody, maybe somebody's getting ready to graduate, and your daughter's stressed out about the graduation party. Send them some cookies, right? Like one less thing you have to worry about. Can I put all of those in the freezer too, Nick? So if
Yeah.
I wanted
Oh
to
yeah.
get that and tuck it away, and then if I knew I had something coming up in a couple of weeks or whatever, I could pull it out then and then serve it.
Yeah, and you can actually, if you do freeze them, you could freeze them directly in the tin or the box if you're getting the Kiffles.
Hmm.
You can
Yeah,
even thaw them out directly in there too. So they freeze beautifully. You can take them out. There's no kind of crazy defrosting you have to do. Just room temperature for 2 to 3 hours if they're in the tin, and then just open it up. And you're ready to roll.
great, great. I mean, I love everything that we've put together for you tonight because I think, again, if you love classics, we have that classic Kiffle offering. If you're somebody
Yes.
who likes fruit flavors, we have the spring seasonals, which again, like that might be something, especially since we have that on sale right now. Maybe you even buy 2 boxes of those only because at some point, that seasonal offering goes away, right? Nick, you don't
Yes.
carry that all the way through the fall, do you?
No, that's not a year-round thing. That'll probably it all depends when we run out of our stock on stuff for the fillings, and then, like you said,
Yeah.
it's more of a spring, summer, and I'll tell you, the mango, especially this year, is just insane.
Yeah, it
I
is.
try
It's
not to eat
really
too much of the Kiffles up there, but I'll tell you what, I might sneak a mango Kiffle every day when I'm up there this time this year.
they're delicious. So if you're just joining us, the Kiffles in the seasonal sampler, again, special price for us, not where you're not going to find it most other places. We have it in the guava. It comes with strawberry. It comes with mango, and it comes with apricot. So all fruit flavors.
Yes.
And just again, like your mom was telling you, none of the fillings are overly sweet. You
Mhm.
still taste what the fruit filling is. The pastry is not a heavy dough. You bite into it, and like you said, like there's a little like crack to it, not a
Mhm.
crunch, but like a little crack. But the rest of it's just like melt in your mouth air. I've
Yeah.
never had anything like them. They're exquisite. They're so good.
And that comes down to the hard work. My bakers are just phenomenal. Rolling like almost paper thin. You can basically
Yeah,
see through the dough, and that's something that no machines can do. And we wouldn't want that
yeah,
anyway. We want to keep this. We want to keep it like it's coming out of your kitchen, like you're making it yourself. Not, I feel like not enough bakeries do that nowadays. A lot of them are
yeah,
just mass produced. They take shortcuts. They're cutting stuff out, and it's
yeah.
going cheaper ingredients. We don't do that. We're using the finest ingredients, and you can really taste that when you bite into a lot of our product.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know about most people, but this is kind of where I've landed in my life is, yeah, there are a lot of things that I could buy out there that are less expensive, but you taste it or you feel that or it disappoints you. And I would rather, one, support a small business like yours,
Mhm.
but also, get the real deal. Like I'd rather pay more and get that quality, especially for my food. I feel like a lot of people have also sort of like had a reawakening about like, let's go back to real ingredients, people.
Mhm.
Like the real butter and the real this and the real eggs and the real walnuts from California,
Yeah,
like let's use the real ingredients because that delivers the best product. And that's what you all have been doing for 40 years.
I agree with you. No, well said. I couldn't have said it any better myself, but that's the truth, and you're absolutely right. And I know my mom wouldn't let it happen any other way. She comes up there still and tries. She's making sure everything's like the way she made it 40 years ago out of her basement. She's
Wow.
and
I
I
love
don't
that
I don't blame
story.
her. She still comes in there looking for something like, oh, what, and
Yeah.
it keeps everyone up there on our toes, and that she passed that on to me too, which is really
Hmm.
nice. So now that's kind of, I know the quality our customers expect and deserve, and that's what I'm there shooting for.
Yeah, right. And when it comes to Kiffles, like when people, if they should happen to live in an area where there's a bakery that has them,
Mhm.
do you think your biggest difference is that you all still do the handwork of them? Is that
Yeah,
is that is that really the secret sauce there, Nick? Is the
I'd
the
say
hand rolling in the pastry?
I would say 50% of it is the technique for sure. The
Yeah,
other 50% that I would probably say is they're not using pure vanillas. They're not using whole eggs. They're skimping out on certain ingredients because ingredients, let's be honest, if you don't start with good ingredients and good product, you're not going to end with a good product. So
right.
we start with the best. We try to get everything in the best. Again, monitoring our nut filling, for example, the apricot sourcing for those light color apricots so you get
Huh,
that tanginess when you bite into it. I know what's out there in the market, and they're not using some of the same fillings per se that we are, or some of the ingredients we are. So I would say it's about 50-50. Technique is
mhm,
extremely important as well, because you could take the
yeah,
same way, you can go the other way around, take great ingredients, put them together and not properly make a pastry or a kiffle in our what we're talking about here. and you'll come out with a product that's not gonna, won't be as good as it could be. Let's put it that way.
Right, right. Well, listen, before I let you go, I just want to review, if we can, real quickly,
Yeah.
everything that we talked about tonight. So, first and foremost, I was looking for, I was like, where's my other box of Kiffles? And you know where it is? It's right underneath my computer. I'm using it as
There
a
you go.
prop. But here are how your Kiffles, if you order a set of 30, a box of 30 Kiffles, this is what it looks like on the inside. And there's
Hmm.
2 layers of it. Joy said, July 4th celebration, one less thing I'd have to bake. Absolutely. So they'll come packaged to you in a box just like this. And of the 30 Kiffles, you can do the classic variety, which is prune, nut, raspberry, apricot.
Correct.
Or you can do a box of a single flavor, all nut, all prune, all raspberry, all apricot.
Mhm.
Of the classic, which is how I met Nick many moons ago, my 2 favorites were always apricot and raspberry. So give me 1 second here. I'm going to switch boxes under my
Sure.
computer. Now I remember I did that earlier thinking, let me go grab something else to put under there, but I'll put the box for now, and then I forgot. So here's Jill's favorites, everybody. Open it up. Open it here. And on the inside, this one's actually the mixed one. Here's the one that has the nuts. There you can see the nuts, the apricot, some of the prune, and the
And the
raspberry.
raspberry. Yep.
Yeah. So let me hold up one of the nut ones so you can see. That's what
And
that
you can
looks
see
like.
how much filling we're putting in there too. So you
Yes.
take a couple bite, you're gonna get the perfect amount of nut in each bite.
Yeah. Now I will say that classic sampler is not on a special price. I'm just letting you know. If you want the special deals, you want the Jill sampler, all apricot and raspberry, so 15 of each, or you want the following. Let's see if I can pull one of each here for everybody. Here's raspberry and guava. Okay. So in the spring sampler, you have your guava, you have your mango,
Yep.
yum. You have the apricot and the strawberry.
Yep. Such a
So
great
delicious.
seasonal flavors there.
Yes.
The screaming spring/summer.
And I
And
love
every
cutting them
bite.
in half so
Yeah.
everybody can see too. Like, look at that pastry on the inside.
How flaky it is, and yeah, the different
Yes.
all the layers and all that. Sure.
Look at that. So when
Mhm.
they roll out that dough,
Mhm.
Nick, do they then put the filling on it, and do they have to like roll it up a special way? Does it have to be cut into small squares to make each kiffle? Like, I don't want
We
you to
actually
don't reveal family secrets here, but
yeah.
I'm just curious,
Yeah,
because
no,
I'm a
we
baker.
actually sure. We the way we do it, you could probably do it a few different ways, but the way we do it
Look
is
at that.
you're gonna roll it out, and it's actually each individual square is filled, believe it or not, hand cut into
Wow.
squares. We don't even have a machine that cuts them into squares, and I don't even care to get one. You know what I mean?
Wow.
That's just
Yeah.
how we are. But yeah, each one little squares, and then you fill it by hand, and then we're rolling them up. It's
Amazing.
crazy.
Amazing. So those are the kiffles. And then can we review our tin sampler
Sure.
real quickly
Mm-hmm.
too?
Yep.
So super excited because so many of you maybe never knew that the Kiffle Kitchen Bakery did more than Kiffles. So you're going to get 30 cookies, this whole plate. You're going to get everything on it. You're
Mm-hmm.
going to get everything here, including Kiffles in all 4 of the classic flavors: apricot, raspberry, the prune, and the nut. You're going to get these, which are called nut tossies. Why are they special, Nick?
Oh, the nut Nutasi is such a unique, hard to make pastry. And again, we're using, you can see the layers of fresh ground walnuts on the
Yeah.
top there. Again, with the brown sugar mixture.
Oh,
This is a big technique one too. You can make nut Nutasies and not make them good if you mess
yeah.
up. But this is the technique from us over the years. Again, this is a 40-year-old recipe that my mom's been making these.
Wow.
This is one of the products that started us as well as the Kiffles.
Oh,
But yeah,
cool.
you're gonna taste the just how delicious and homemade this is. This is one of our my favorite things that I'm happy to bring to you too, Joe. I
Love
can't
it.
can't
Love
wait
it.
for
Love it.
people to try it.
And then also in this sampler, you're going to get the raspberry almond cookie.
Hmm.
So is that like a buttery shortbread type
This is
cookie?
exactly. This is a butter cookie with sugar in it, and it's got the same delicious raspberry filling that we use in our kipple. So it has that little tangy slash tartness to it with the
Yeah,
icing on the top. This one,
perfect.
I gotta admit, Joe, I knock a couple of these back at least every
They're
week up there
good.
taste
They're good.
testing.
Cold glass of milk, never hurt
Yeah.
anybody. And then what is this powdered sugar cookie?
So this is very similar to the raspberry almond. This is what we call the plain almond cookie. Again, a
Hmm.
butter sugar cookie with
Yeah,
the powdered sugar on the top. It's gonna melt in your mouth as well. Big time favorite, delicious cookies. And it all
I wanted
comes
to.
together. You get a little
I
bit of
cut.
everything. Yeah,
I
you can
wanted to
see.
cut that in half so you can
Yep.
see how tender it really is on the inside, not dry and crumbly.
Yes.
That's the secret for a good shortbread cookie, right?
Yes.
All those little pockets too in
Yeah, you can
there.
see the air
So
pockets, which
good.
will keep
Yeah.
it nice and airy, and
Oh,
it'll
smells so good.
get
Really
it.
good. All right, man. This has been so exciting. We are so happy to be partnering with you. My favorite thing at Just Jill is I'm able to really just talk about brands and products that I love, but also get to work with people that I also enjoy too. So this has been so much fun for me, Nick. And thank you, as I told you last night. Thank you to you and your family for trusting Just
Sure.
Jill to represent, and share your wonderful product with everybody.
Oh, well, thank you so much for the opportunity, Jill. This is awesome. I'm glad we finally got it. And sorry for a little hiccup we had with the connection earlier, but I think it worked out good enough.
It's
We got it.
perfect. It's
That's
all
how
perfect.
technology works, right?
That's it. It's great until it isn't,
Yeah,
basically, right?
exactly.
Yeah,
But yeah, thank
yeah.
you again so much, Jill, and everyone for tuning in. Hope you enjoy the product. I think you really will.
I think they will too. And we're planning on getting back together with Nick because there's more things from Kiffle Kitchen Bakery that we want to offer everybody. So
Hmm.
once everybody tries this first pass, they can let us know, and maybe we can come up with another cool combination of things.
I like it.
Yeah, sounds good. Say hi to everybody, Nick, and thanks again. Have a great night.
I will. Thank you so much. Good evening, Jill.
Okay,
Take care,
see ya.
everyone. Bye bye.
Bye. All right, so awesome, right? Like, you all, if you've never tried them, you're in for such a treat. If you have tried them, I'm so excited that we're able to offer you more combinations and flavors. And then that tin with all the other things to try, those nut topsies, he's not kidding. They're really, really good. I will tell you that he sent me one of those tins and I kind of divvied it up and kept a few things at our house. And then I sent some to Bernadette, and she came by the house and I said, here, I put together some of the things from Kiffle Kitchen for you. And I guess she hadn't eaten that day. And so she started like eating those, and she got home and she sent me a text and she said, don't you ever send home those things with me again. I think I ate almost all of them in the car on the way home. They're so good. I couldn't stop eating them. So enjoy what we have for you from Kiffle Kitchen. But listen, I mean, I know we only have we only have about 10-15 minutes left. I'm going to turn my toaster oven back on real quick. I thought it was ready to go because I want to put in the crab cakes because Memorial Day is coming up, obviously, this weekend. And if you place your order by the end of today, Tuesday, so if you're watching the replay, I don't know that this is going to apply to you, but if you're watching us right now, my friend Chef Mike Myers said to me, Jill, if they order the crab cakes Tuesday night, I will get them out on Wednesday. They'll have them for the Memorial Day weekend. So if you're somebody who wants to make crab cakes, here is your opportunity to make the best crab cakes. And these are made, I'm going to hold one up. These are made by my friend Chef Mike. There's nothing in here but crab. He puts in just a little bit of green onion. There's no bread. There's, nothing like that. They're actually gluten-free, by the way. And he uses a seafood mousse that he makes his own stock, makes the cream, makes the mousse. That's what helps hold it together. But he's only using crab meat. And I used to go to a restaurant in our area called the Farmhouse, and I would swear they were the best crab cakes I ever had. Well, Chef Mike was the chef making those crab cakes. And he happened to be friends with my husband. And then he kind of went out on his own. His family's been in the restaurant business forever, but they are without a doubt the best crab cakes I have ever had, and especially to order in this kind of a way where you're preparing them yourself. You all know where I worked for a long time. I presented a lot of food, and I presented a lot of crab cakes. And truth be told, most of them had a lot of bread in them holding them together, and they would maybe take some pieces of crab and smush it on top to make it look like there was more in there than there really was. That's not the case with Chef Mike. Each one of your crab cakes individually wrapped like this. He even does an initial browning of it to make it easier for you to prepare. So I'm going to put these in the oven, 375 for 12 minutes or so. And let's just see if I can't maybe get these done for you before our time is up. And you know what? I'm going to do them. Oh, it's down. It's the brown side down. Okay. All right. So let's get those going. All right. While we're waiting for those, wash my hands. Hi. How's everybody doing? Good. Everybody's like, Kiffles look delicious. Order 2 sets of Kiffles. Yum, yum, yum. Oh, I'm so excited. You're going to love them. You're going to love them. It's so fun working with Nick. All right. Other things that we have for you. So busy time of year, right? Summer season is starting, whether it's the grandkids are coming over, people are stopping over for a drink in the evening. You want to invite some friends over. You're hosting bingo, mahjong, bunko, whatever it might be. You got to put out some apps, right? But it's hot out, so you don't want to bake. You don't want to be doing the things that you might be doing for fall football games. What's easy, quick, that people will like? Love a good dip, all right? So turn to our friends, Southern Root Sisters, Rachel Scott out there in Texas, and she has put together these incredible dip mixes. And we debuted these this time last year, and you all went bonkers for them. So Rachel decided to do a bonus offer for all of you. So instead of 5 dip mixes, you're getting 6. We have like a savory classics, and we have a Southwestern theme. If I were you, I'd buy both, only because they're so different in their flavor profiles and will give you so many different options. But I'll go through them and you decide. All you have to add to these dips is either cream cheese, sour cream. To make it lighter, you could do plain Greek yogurt, maybe mayonnaise, okay? Might be a combination of those things, but that's all you need. And if you have that, you can make cheese balls, you can make dips, you can make hot dips, whether it's dips for potato chips, veggies, cheese balls with cool crackers, pretzels, whatever you want to do. So the savory set, you're going to get, and they all come like this, okay? And then you have the little tips on the back from Rachel right at the top. Like this one is dip instructions, 2 cups of sour cream, cheese ball instructions. For a lighter version, substitute Greek yogurt, okay? So this one is the cheddar bacon. I've made this one for all of you before. I did it as a cheese ball, and then I rolled it in crushed up bacon and put that out. You could do a mixture even of bacon and scallions and shredded cheese, and then roll it up if you wanted to, and then serve it. But all the spice blends, like all the guts really of the flavor profile, is all been done by Rachel, who's award winning for her recipes, her jams, her cooking mixes, all those things. So in this set, you're going to get cheddar bacon. You're going to get bacon, lettuce, tomato. That has little bits of like sun-dried tomato in them, really good. You're going to get this artichoke parmesan, okay? I like to slightly warm this one. I do this half sour cream, half cream cheese, and then I add some more fresh parm to the mix. Very good. Taking a sip. You also get roasted garlic. That's a classic, right? You get fiesta spinach, and then the bonus with this one is the dill. Excuse me. Just took out that little cough. And no cough drops. Excuse me. Okay, for the Southwestern, cheesy enchilada, Give me 1 second. I'm going to turn my camera off and my microphone off so I can cough for 1 second. Hang on. All right. This is cheesy enchilada. That makes a great hot dip. Green chili cilantro. Mexican fiesta. This is nice too. You could add some hamburger to that. Fire roasted jalapeno. Jalapeno cheddar. And the bonus is caramelized onion. So easy to have on hand. Great to travel with. So sorry. It's the worst. But think about those because, again, you can whip them up quick. They're easy. Gives you something different to munch on. I don't know. Sometimes when it's summertime, I don't want a big meal. I just want to sit outside, maybe have a big iced tea and munch on something. So it's nice to have dips like that you can make up quickly. Make them in the morning. Let them sit all day so the flavors really come together. And then by the time you're ready to eat at dinner time, they are fantastic. I will say, I think the secret to those, make them early in the day, let them sit, or make them at night for the next day. I think if you give them a good long time to really sit and marinate and let those flavors do a happy dance together, that's where you're going to have the most flavorful experience when you use them. Okay? So those are from Southern Root Sisters. From Funky Chunky, all Funky Chunky. Lynn said, I have to order those packets. They're such great party time savers. Yes, they are. And I mean, who doesn't want to save time? Plus, you look like a star because there's like all these unique flavor combos. Funky Chunky, all Funky Chunky on sale right now. My favorite combo from Funky Chunky is this trio. Peanut butter cup, chipzel, and sea salt caramel. So sorry. And I'm here solo, so I can't have anybody bring me a cough drop at the moment, unless the dog knows how to do that for me. Give me 1 second, hang on. So what is Funky Chunky? Funky Chunky is popped popcorn, drizzled in caramel, and then all kinds of other good stuff. So like this is part of the chipzel, which is dark chocolate, white chocolate, over caramel popcorn, and then broken up pretzel and potato chip pieces. Pretty good. My favorite, like kind of food crack for me, is the peanut butter cup. And it is the caramel popcorn drizzled in milk chocolate and peanut butter with mini peanut butter cups and peanuts sprinkled throughout. You're welcome. It's really good. And then the classic sea salt caramel is your caramel corn drizzled with chocolate, a dark chocolate, a sprinkling of salt, but it also has cashews in it too. So I love, those are my favorite three. I mean, they're all really good, but I love that we sell that in a trio. They come in a really nice gift box. If you've tried a specific flavor and you just want to get that one flavor, we sell the 2-pound tubs of just single flavors too. They're all on sale. We do that this time of year because, again, they're a great bill to ship to. They're kind of a fun thing to send to maybe a college student who's still maybe doing finals, high school student doing finals, getting ready for their big graduation. Great for parties. People just love to grab and go. They're great to stay in your pantry. If you don't open them up right away, they do have the little vacuum seal on top. If you don't open them up right away, you know, they stay fresh for up to 6 months before you open them. And they stay fresh for quite a while after you open them too. So I love them. I think it's some of the best, like, gourmet flavored, what's dressed up popcorn I've ever had, because they do it all right. It's not too much. The caramel popcorn to start out with isn't too sugary it doesn't like cling to your teeth, right? They put a lot of stuff together. So sometimes you get those big chunks like this, but sometimes you just get like great pieces that have all the coating on them too. So Funky Chunky, all on sale. Let me check on our crab cakes. They've got 2 minutes left. Oh, those are looking beautiful. Oh, late night dinner here. We talked dips. Let me just tell you real quickly about a new set we have from Sergio, because for entertaining, and also I know weddings are coming up. I know Kylie and I and Trevor and Doug, we're heading to a wedding next week. Oh my gosh, already next week. And so if you're looking for some last minute wedding gift ideas, or again, you like to have people over, but you're not always confident in your entertaining skills. All right. So leave it to my buddy Sergio, who has put together another one of his gorgeous boards. Okay. So see how I love this as a gift. So this is a beautiful bamboo board. Comes with this cover. So love that for entertaining, right? You can put out all your things and the bugs won't get to it. And then what this particular set comes with, we even start you out with your first like charcuterie platter. So you're going to get these delicious from the Rustic Bakery. I love this company. These olive oil and sea salt little crackers. You're going to get 2 different kinds of salami. This is an orange ginger salami. And then you're going to get a delicious beef salami, mild smoky flavor. You're going to get 2 kinds of cheese from Wisconsin. This is a sharp cheddar and a delicious smoked Swiss. And then you're going to get a little apricot jam. In addition to that, so you get all the food. And can I just tell you, this is a special offer because we sell just this board at Just Jill with the cover for $89. We're doing the exact same board with all the food for $89. It's a really nice offer. In the middle, this is a piece of slate. When you lift it up, nice thick piece. When you lift it up, that's where your little cheese knives are stored. Isn't that nice? So you get a little slicer, a pick, and then another sort of wedge piece. So I love it as a gift item. If you don't have a nice like cheese board server, I love the shape of this. I love a big round. You don't just have to use meats and cheeses. Obviously, this could be a huge cookie platter. You could set up cupcakes on this. You could, do bagels with the big thing of cream cheese in the middle. I mean, you could use this so many different ways. I love this part of it because, again, that's one of the biggest challenges when you're taking food outdoors is how to keep the bugs away, right? So now you have this wonderful lid. And again, we're giving you like your first charcuterie, like charcuterie 101, 2 salamis, 2 cheeses, crackers, and a delicious jam to go with it. And you can add other accoutrements if you want to. Or, listen, make up one of the dips that we were just talking about, put that in the center and then put all kinds of crudité around it. But I love this offer because that we've sold just the board for $89. And this was sort of a special kind of pack up that we did with Sergio's where they're like, well, how about if we put together some nice meats and cheeses and just keep the price the same? So they get the board and the meats and cheeses for the same price. So kind of a nice gift idea. So check that out. We might have even put that, not yet. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. So check that out because I think that's a nice offer. All right, before I let you go, let me pull the crab cakes out. All right, so you can just see how gorgeous this food is. I mean, they're beautiful. Let me grab my spatula. Grab a little plate here. Like you really are home with Jill. Can I just show you these plates? I've had these plates since I moved to Pennsylvania in 1993. My mom bought these for me. And they're from IKEA, but aren't they so cute? I don't know, they're so simple, but I used to doodle that flower in class on my artwork all the time. And so when I saw these, I was like, oh my gosh, it's like the flower I used to draw in AP European history when I should have been learning about the history of the world. And I was doodling. Kind of says it all. All right, so here is this gorgeous crab cake. Look at the steam coming off, y'all. And then look, You see it? So I'm going to just break into this a little bit because I just want you to see. As I break it open, this beautiful crab cake is nothing but crab meat. See it all? Crab meat, 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 crab meat. Look at that. All delicious crab. So let me just say this. We normally do, Susan said, I doodled that same flower during history class. Well, we would have been great friends, Susan. Normally we do 8 of those crab cakes. They are 5 ounces in size. So they're really, are they 5 ounces or are they 6 ounces? Oh, let me just look. Oh, they're right there. How about that? Normally we do 8 of our king crab cakes they're 5 ounces for $169. Okay, don't take a breath. We have to ship these to you today because it's fresh seafood. So that's a lot of the price. That's just how it works. If you didn't know that, that's how it works. Like sometimes the shipping, for certain things, by the time you pay for the right cooler and the dry ice and all the things, or the ice packs or whatever, like before you even put any food in the container, it's really expensive. But normally we do 8 of them for $169. We're doing our bonus offer right now where you get 2 extras. So you actually get 10 crab cakes for the price of 8. Think about having these for Father's Day. Think about doing surf and turf this summer, because each one is individual. Even if it's just you and your spouse, you can just pull out what you need when you want it. Here's what else I will tell you. It's not easy for me to present items to you at higher price points because I know everybody, my family included, watches where they're spending their money. But I also know I appreciate good quality food. We talked about this with Nick earlier. And I also would just say, don't take it from Jill. Please go read the reviews, because every review on these crab cakes is 5 stars. Every review is 5 stars. So it is truly a gourmet chef giving you a restaurant experience for you and your family to enjoy. If you're going to be inviting your grandkids over to celebrate their graduation, why not enjoy crab cakes as if you were going to a fine restaurant? Because if you were to take them out for crab cakes, guess what? You're probably looking at anywhere, I mean, I know in this area, anywhere from $28 to $40 a crab cake dinner. And these work out to be $16.90 a crab cake delivered to your door. So with that, enjoy. If you order those crab cakes by the end of tonight, Tuesday night, Mike will get the orders first thing Wednesday morning. He will get them out and you'll have them for Memorial Day weekend. So if you want them for Memorial Day weekend, run, don't walk. If that doesn't matter to you and you want to think about it for a day or two, that's fine. You'll get them sometime next week. But if you haven't tried them, read the reviews. They're excellent, excellent product. Some of the finest. And believe me, there are other food retailers who should take note. They're excellent. So enjoy them if you get them. All right, that was a busy night, everybody. Thanks for hanging in there with me. Sorry my voice gave me that little hiccup. Check out our Kiffle offers, from the tin to the Jill's favorites to that spring seasonal sampler. There's not a bad one in that bunch. Funky Chunky on sale. Extra bonus dip, Southern Root Sisters. Great offer from Sergio's. Love that. And we still have Marlin Schiff jewelry on sale. Take 15% off at checkout through the 24th. So definitely take advantage of that as well. And then we'll be back next week. Looking forward to it. We're going to do some garden. We're going to go out into my garden next week. So some nice garden decor items to share with you next Tuesday. Don't know what your plans are for the Memorial Day weekend, but whatever you might do, stay safe, have fun, and I'll look forward to seeing you next week. Appreciate you for stopping by tonight, and look forward to talking to you again soon. Have a great night, everyone. See ya. I'm going to have some crab cakes. Lucky me.